The movie begins in Japan with a student named Takahata. He stood out among his classmates because of his exceptional intelligence. However, being so smart often left him feeling bored with life, and he longed for a challenge that could bring some excitement. His wish unexpectedly comes true while he is sitting in class. As the teacher writes on the blackboard, his head suddenly explodes, and in its place appears a strange talking toy called Daruma. The toy immediately challenges the students to a deadly game. If Daruma turns toward the students and catches anyone moving, that student's head explodes instantly. However, whenever Daruma turns its back, the students are free to move. As soon as Daruma catches a student moving, it kills him. And the toy repeatedly chants its own name, while the remaining students are frozen with fear, unsure of what to do. Every time Daruma kills someone, small red balls emerge from their body. Two students attempt to escape by running toward the classroom door while Daruma's back is turned, but the room erupts into terrified screams. But a student named Sakaki tries to calm everyone. He explains that he recognizes the game. It is the Daruma game, and they are trapped until it kills every one of them. However, there is a button on Daruma's back, and pressing it will end the challenge. Soon the classroom is filled with bodies and only 10 seconds remain. The only survivors are Takahata and Sakaki. Together, they come up a platform to leap toward Daruma. At the very last second, Takahata successfully presses the button. Daruma collapses, frustrated that it has lost the challenge. Takahata and Sakaki celebrate their survival, but suddenly Sakaki's head explodes. Daruma informs Takahata that only the person who presses the button is considered the winner. Takahata is left stunned. Before disappearing, Daruma tells him that the cat is next, hinting at the upcoming game. Moments later, the classroom door opens, and Takahata's friend Ichika enters, visibly shaken. Takahata rushes over and asks if she is all right. Ichika explains that she also faced a Daruma challenge, and that when she pressed the button, all of her classmates died. Takahata tells her the same thing happened to him. He suggests calling the police, but when he checks his phone, there is no signal. They try escaping the school, but every door is locked on them. Once again, they are trapped. Other students are already there, and some of them are dressed in mouse costumes. Takahata realizes they have entered another challenge. Written on the floor are the words, "Put the ball in the basket to win." Suddenly, the floor shakes and a giant cat statue appears. It immediately devours one of the students wearing a mouse costume and begins chasing the others dressed the same way. This challenge proves even more dangerous than the first. The students run in terror as the cat moves toward Takahata and Ichika to it, with only 3 minutes remaining. The cat approaches her, preparing to eat her. Seeing his friend in danger, Takahata quickly puts on a mouse costume to distract the cat. The cat immediately chases him instead, allowing Ichika to escape. Takahata continues dodging the cat, running back and forth while begging someone to throw him the ball. However, after seeing what happened to the basketball player, nobody dares to help him. Then Takahata begins hearing strange sounds. Because he is wearing the mouse costume, he can suddenly understand the cat's words. He discovers that the cat simply wants someone to scratch its back so it can fall asleep. Realizing this, Takahata climbs onto the cat, grabs hold of a rope, and begins scratching its back. As he continues, the cat relaxes and stops attacking people. The cat clearly enjoys it and wants him to continue. Takahata calls the other students to help. Ichika joins him, and after seeing that it works, the remaining students climb onto the cat as well and begin scratching its back. Gradually, the cat becomes sleepy until it finally falls completely asleep. Scores in the very last second. The ball lands in the basket, and the cat immediately freezes before announcing the end of the game. Moments later, it reactivates and declares the winners: Takahata, Ichika, and Amaya. No other names are announced. Takahata is confused and wonders what will happen to the remaining students. Suddenly, Amaya begins murdering all of the losers. It becomes clear that he is mentally unstable and believes only the strong deserve to survive. He approaches Takahata and Ichika, claiming that because they won, they are the only ones worthy of living. Ichika calls him insane and tells him not to compare himself to them and explain the disappearances. Some journalists suggest aliens are responsible. Massive floating cubes have appeared in the sky, and Takahata suddenly finds himself inside the Japanese cube. There, he meets a girl he recognizes from another school, his former girlfriend, Tokusa. Accompanying her are 2 other survivors from different schools named Tiara and Taka. All 3 survived both the Daruma and cat games. Takahata notices something unusual. Every student there has a name beginning with the letter T. Suddenly, there is a knock on the door, and 4 strange floating puppets enter the room. They announce that the third challenge is about to begin, and that it will be even more difficult than the previous games. One puppet selects Tiara to go first. Confident in her intelligence, she accepts without hesitation. The puppets explain the rules. She must sit blindfolded while the puppets float around her singing. When the song ends, they will ask, "Who is standing behind you?" Nervous, Tiara gives the wrong answer. As a result, she loses. One puppet fires a laser that takes complete control of her body. They force her to slam her head into the floor repeatedly until she dies. After Tiara's gruesome death, the puppets choose Taka as the next participant. Terrified, she refuses. The dolls accept his request, and Takahata begins the game. After singing around him, they ask, "Who is standing behind you?" To